Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode in our AEW What If series in TEW2020. It is week 3 in August of 2019. It is another Dynamite on the road to All Out. We have a few more tournament matches happening tonight. Once the tournament matches tonight are done, we will know for sure who are in the finals for the tag team titles, who will be fighting for the tag team titles at All Out. And we will know the final four in the Women's World title and AEW World Championship before All Out as well. So we're going to have to see how all of that plays out. We're also going to have El Generico and Samoa Joe both in action tonight in separate matches. So we'll have to see how that plays out as well. We open up with a fight to start off Dynamite, where the Lucha Brothers and the Prisoners of War are fighting with each other in the parking lot. A bunch of people have to come separate the two groups, the two teams there. Only got a 39. Yeah, it is what it is. But, the issues between the Prisoners of War and the Lucha Brothers continuing at this point after the Prisoners of War were responsible for the Lucha Brothers' recent issues in the ring. But, we're going to have to see if, obviously they're probably going to end up having a match at All Out. Nothing's been made official for it yet, but probably going to end up happening. We'll have to see how that plays out. Then we have our opening cut. My God. We have our opening contest of the evening. And about that good wrestling, decent reaction with the crowd. Matt Sydal defeats Brian Cage in 10:42, that is, when Brian Cage gets disqualified after going into a rage thanks to Cody Rhodes distracting Brian Cage during the matchup. A 70 rating for this matchup. Holy hell. Matt Sydal to 67, Brian Cage with a 66. Definitely got the crowd hotter, obviously, as this is one of the best matches we've had in this series so far. But yeah, Matt Sydal wins because of a disqualification, because Brian Cage was just losing his goddamn mind about the fact that Cody Rhodes came out there and was providing a distraction. Ends up just beating the hell out of Sydal, yelling out at Cody Rhodes, "This is what's going to happen to you in the near future." And it wasn't paying attention to the referee's demands, however, and ended up getting disqualified for it. So that's not a good thing, because that means that Brian Cage is out of the AEW World Title Tournament. And on top of that, it's because of Cody. So you got to imagine that he's going to be pissed about that. But Matt Sydal moves on to the semifinals, where he'll be taking on the winner of the main event tonight between Cody Rhodes and Jake Hager. So we'll have to see how that one ends up playing out. 70 rating for the match, though. That's really good stuff there. Then after that, we get an interview with Ivelisse Velez. She's being interviewed by Andrea Ocampo. And Ivelisse says that everybody's been wondering where she's been. And to tell everybody the truth, she's been wondering where she's been. She said that she's been here in AEW, a part of the women's division, since day one, and yet, where was she in the women's tournament, the women's title tournament? And Andrea's like, well, your record's not the greatest in AEW. And she goes, that doesn't matter. Where is my respect? Where has my opportunities been? And Andrea's just like, well, I'm not the booker. I don't know. And Ivelisse is like, well, then I might have to go talk to somebody in charge here then. She storms off, so looks like she's a little upset about the fact that she wasn't in the Women's World Title Tournament. We'll have to see if that ends up leading to anything in the near future. Then we have El Generico in action, and he defeats Marty Martinez in 8:50 by pinfall to Brainbuster. 61 rating for the match. 67 from Generico, 35 from Martinez. Got the crowd hotter. Good stuff here. No interference from the Dark Order or anything like that in this matchup. Despite the fact that Generico came to the Dark Order's aid last week, or came to the aid of the Thrill Seekers and Darby Allin last week, that is. But no interference from the Dark Order here tonight, as Generico gets the victory here. Then after that, we have a quick little backstage interview where Priscilla Kelly says that just because Tenille defeated her recently doesn't mean that she's done with Tenille at all. She's not done with her until she gets the respect that she feels she deserves. And she will make sure that Dashwood gives her that respect. 30 rating, not the greatest, but not too bad, as it's more, obviously, as usual, this is more about the story versus the rating. And the story is that Priscilla Kelly is still demanding her respect, despite the fact that she had a one-on-one match with Dashwood and she lost. But she still feels like she is owed some respect somehow. Then after that, Samoa Joe's in action and he defeats Jesse Goddard 10-8-10 by pinfall the Muscle Buster. 57 rating for the match. 55 from Joe, 48 from Goddard's. Joe, not a strong performance. He's already declining physically as well. Which is probably why he got let go by WWE. Joe's really not going to, so the unfortunate part is he's not going to be the dominant figure that he is in nowadays 2023 AEW. He's going to be he's still going to be dominant figure, don't get me wrong, but he's definitely not going to be as high up the ladder, so to speak, as he kind of is. Like, he probably won't end up with a championship around his waist at the moment. Maybe in the future he might have something, but for the time being, he's not going to, he's going to be just kind of a guy that's going to go around, kind of look like a monster kind of guy, but he's not going to be breaking into the upper echelon, so to speak. So we'll have to see where things play out, but Samoa Joe with the victory here over Jesse Goddard's. Then after that, Private Party with a quick promo where they say that they kind of slow clap and mockingly, sarcastically congratulate the Young Bucks for going to All Out to be in the matchup for the AEW World Tag Team titles. And they said they're kind of conflicted because on the one hand, they like the idea of the Young Bucks winning those titles because then that means that Private Party can win the titles from the Young Bucks. But on the other hand, well, maybe they'll have to keep a close eye on that match at All Out. So kind of teasing the idea that they're going to be there for that tag title matchup at All Out to watch it firsthand, I guess. Then after that, thanks to distraction from Leva Bates in 11:40, a 51 rated matchup, Hikaru Shida defeats Mia Yim by submission with the Shidax Ace. So she gets the victory over Mia Yim. 51 rating there. 46 from both women there. As Hikaru Shida moves on to the finals. To the semifinals, that is, of the AEW Women's World Championship. Obviously continuing the story here between Leva Bates and Mia Yim as well. And after the match, Mia Yim is selling the matchup and not happy. She's kind of yelling at Leva, and Leva's just kind of conflicted right now. Like, part of her wants to go, part of her wants to find out what's going on. Part of her wants to attack her. Like, she doesn't know what she's doing, so she just kind of staying there in frustration, and then she just walks off. So, gonna be interesting to see, because, Leva's obviously conflicted. this is, Mia Yim's her longtime friend, but Mia Yim is also the one who was found to be stalking and attacking her week after week. So we'll have to see where things lead from there. But 46 rating, not too bad here. Then we move on to a quick little segment where MJF is taunting Shane Strickland once again, saying that Strickland hasn't been around here for weeks because everybody knows that MJF is better than Shane Strickland, and that against MJF and Wardlow, Shane Strickland is a nobody, and everybody knows that MJF is better than him, and he knows it. So quick little promo here, just kind of doing the thing there. Kind of disappointing that it only got a 33, but it is what it is. But yeah, we're gonna have to see how things play out in the near future for these two, for MJF and Strickland. Then after that, tag team title semifinal matchup sees the Dark Order defeat the Thrill Seekers in 11-16 when Grayson pinned Trevor Lee with a B13. And there you go. So we have our matchup at All Out. It is the Young Bucks versus the Dark Order to determine who will be the first ever AEW World Tag Team title or champions. 44 rating for this match here. Both teams are still unimportant status, so the crowd's turned off, but whatever. Trevor Lee with a 46, Everett with a 50, Grayson with a 59, Evil Uno with a 39. So pretty good performances from both teams there. Of course, the issues recently between the Dark Order and the Thrill Seekers kind of played out in this matchup. But the Dark Order are able to get the victory. So we'll have to see where things lead from there. And after that, just quick little segment as the Dark Order celebrate in their wing, and the graphic kind of gets put up on the screen, on the TV screen, as well as the entrance stage area where it shows the Dark Order versus the Young Bucks for All Out for the AEW World Tag Team titles. Then after that, in our other quarterfinal matchup in the Women's World Title Tournament, Dr. Britt Baker actually defeats Alexis Kaufman in 10:31 by pinfall with a fast roll-up. 36 rating for the match, 39 from Kaufman, 32 from Baker. Not a great match, honestly, if I gotta be, not a great match rating. Baker obviously kind of usually had 32 in-ring performances, but Kaufman kind of stumbled a little bit in her in-ring performance as well. But Baker is able to get the victory, able to roll her up, able to roll up Alexis, able to get the surprise victory here. And just like that, Baker's moving on to the semifinals to take on Hikaru Shida. So that should be a big matchup there. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. It will definitely be interesting to see what happens with that. Baker obviously will now be able to brag like no other because of the fact that she just pinned Kaufman. Of course, the whole story going on that Baker's, saying that all these outside people are coming here into AEW, and she's going to make sure that she sends them packing back to where they came from, kind of thing. So kind of similar to the 2023 storyline she's involved in, only in this case, she's actually the homegrown talent is actually the heel in this one. It's not the people coming from the outside that are the heels. It's the homegrown talent that's the heel in this one. But there you go. So Baker moves on to the next round, and we'll have to see how that plays out. And afterwards, Baker's just celebrating like crazy as Kaufman is expressing disappointment about being rolled up like that. As Baker's celebrating, just jumping up and down, super happy about the fact that she just won and is moving on to the next round. Then we have a quick little promo from Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. Gets 41 rating as these two kind of talk about the best friends, kind of talk about how they continue to have success, continue to, the Inner Circle continues to be the best here in AEW, whereas the Best Friends are not. The Best Friends continue to be nothing but jokes, and to be fair, they don't even deserve that name, because everybody knows that Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara are the best of best friends, the bestest of the best friends. So kind of a little promo there, just continuing that feud going on. And we'll go from there. Then our main event sees Jake Hager defeat Cody Rhodes in 12:59 by submission. I don't know about submission, I guess, but I guess it kind of works. As during the matchup, Brian Cage ran in and attacked Cody Rhodes when the referee was distracted. Cody was laid out and Hager locked in the ankle lock, and referee called for the bell because Cody Rhodes was unresponsive. 69 rating for the match, nice. 66 from Cody, 55 from Jake Hager. So there you go. Hager advances on to the next round to take on Matt Sydal. So Cody Rhodes and Brian Cage both out of the AEW World Title Tournament. You could probably tell where that's going, but as that's Cody Rhodes and Brian Cage are both out of the tournament now. Dynamite gets a 62 rating. We lost popularity in one region, which is the Southeast, and gained popularity in 46 regions. Which is weird that we lost popularity in the Southeast for that, because the Southeast was already at a 62 popularity. So if it was at 62 popularity and we had a 62 rated show, shouldn't it have evened out? I don't know. Maybe it was like 62.9 or something like that. It was like on the verge of going up to 63, but that just knocked it back down. I don't know. As long as our popularity in the Southeast doesn't dip below 59 anytime soon, then we should be fine. Because if that happens, then we drop from medium to small size. And that would be a pain in the butt. But we are still, we're still developing people. We're still getting them up. You're starting to see some of the promos doing a little bit better rating wise. You're starting to see some of the in-ring performances doing a little bit better in-ring wise. So we're getting there. We're getting there. It's just going to be a slow process, but we're getting there. So yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see how things play out. As soon as this loads, I will kind of go over the current setup for the tournaments as we speak, and kind of go over a little bit of the stuff heading forward. All Out, I believe, is scheduled to be 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now, although I might change that date because of the fact that Slamboree over in the WCW save is happening in 3 weeks, and I kind of don't want to run 2 pay-per-views in the same weekend. I mean, AEW's pay-per-views are always on Saturdays anyway, so that wouldn't matter, but still. Yeah, it would be 3 weeks from now, so we might bump that out. I haven't decided yet. We might bump that out, though, just to keep it from being an issue there. AEW Dynamite feedback is that the show was good, although some found it underwhelming, which kind of sucks. It got third on the night, 140,000 viewers, but it was the best rated show of the night. Did better than the NXT show, which featured Drake Wuertz defeating Steve Corino to retain the NXT North American title. For some reason, Steve Corino is also an in-ring competitor at this point too. I don't know. I did go and edit it, so they're no longer wrestlers. So I think when their contracts get redone, they won't be in-ring competitors anymore. But for the time being, they're going to be. So NXT UK, doing their thing. Lucha Underground doing its thing. RVD's working in Lucha Underground. All right. King Cuerno defeated Amazing Kong. Holy hell, that's a match I kind of wanted to see in 2019. That would have been interesting to see for sure. So there's that. Let me splash screen real quick because there is one more person we have yet to debut that I do not want to spoil. So, our tournaments as they stand. We have the women's world title. The semifinals. Tenille Dashwood will be taking on the Bunny. That will be on next week's Dynamite. And then 2 weeks from now, it will be Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Hikaru Shida. The winners of those matches will go on to All Out with the chance to become the first ever AEW Women's World Champion. The tag team titles, as I said, we're at the finals. It is the Young Bucks versus the Dark Order at All Out for the tag team titles. And then the world title tournament, next week on Dynamite, it will be Chris Jericho versus Pac. And then the following week, it will be Jake Hager versus Matt Sydal. Both winners will go on to All Out to fight for the AEW World Championship. We have a possibility of 2 Inner Circle members fighting it out for that title. If Jericho and Hager can both win their matches, they would be fighting for the title. There's a lot of possibilities. A lot of possibilities indeed. On top of that, we will also have, a lot of other stuff being developed as time goes on. We're going to have to see what happens between Medium and Leva Bates. We'll have to see if what's going to happen between Dr. Britt Baker and Alexis Kaufman again. We'll have to see if the Young Bucks have any response to the private party's words this week. And so much more. We're going to have to see how it all plays out. So thank you all for watching. Definitely appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are continuing to enjoy the series. And until the next time, I bid you all adieu.